Holy cow, guys, this pay-per-view was awesome in my opinion. WWE 2012 Extreme Rules has just went off the air, and I wasn't quite sure what to make of this pay-per-view because a lot of these matches are just rematches from WrestleMania, but after watching this show, I can tell you with a straight face and with the utmost confidence that this pay-per-view, in my opinion, was way better than WrestleMania, but that's just me. And with that being said, let's get to this review. Now, normally with each pay-per-view, I try to pick out a match of the night. I had a trouble doing that though because there were three matches in my opinion that totally just stole the show. So I've got a three-way tie, and of course I'll get to those matches when they come in the review. But let's start with the pre-show. The US title was on the line. The Miz and Santino. And just like I predicted, Santino was able to retain the United States Championship via the Cobra. The Miz loses again. It was only a 5-minute match, and there really wasn't much you can say about this match because there just wasn't much there to talk about. The Miz got some offense in, but when it was all said and done, he was lying on his back getting the 1, 2, 3. So all I can say is that Santino's still the U.S. champ. With that being said, we go to the start of the pay-per-view. And this is where WrestleMania fucked up. They should have started with Kane and Randy Orton at WrestleMania, or any other match than that stupid World Heavyweight Championship 18-second match. But they started this time with the Falls Count Anywhere, Kane versus Randy Orton. It got the pay-per-view started on the right track. This match was great. It especially got a great amount of time, 17 minutes, and I love the fact that it was Falls Count Anywhere and it was everywhere. This match mainly took place in the stands with all the fans around. So these fans got more than their money's worth when they were basically in the middle of all the action. It was back and forth, tons of near falls, steel pipes were being used, chairs. They made their way to the backstage area. Randy Orton grabbed a steel chair. He wore the hell out of Kane with it. Finally, Randy Orton gets the win with the RKO on the chair. Got the 1, 2, 3. And as I predicted, Randy Orton got the rematch win. Now we go to our filler match. Brodus Clay versus Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler losing once again in a 4-minute match to Brodus Clay, and Brodus Clay had stupid Hornswoggle out there with him. Brodus Clay is now turning into a laughing stock. Yeah, he's winning matches, but he's hanging out with guys like Hornswoggle, so that's not doing much for his credibility. At least he does have two fine women with him, so I'll give him that. But this match never really had enough time to get going. Of course, it was just filler anyway, so it just sucks to see Dolph Ziggler lose in these kind of matches. Dolph Ziggler should be in the mid-card, fighting someone for a mid-card title, or he should be put to the main event level and fighting for a world title, but I'm not sure what he did or if he did anything, but it seems to me like he's getting treated pretty bad. But with that being said, I go to the very next match of the night. The Intercontinental Championship is on the line in a tables match. That's right. During the pre-show, we found out the stipulation for the Big Show versus Cody Rhodes match. It was a tables match. So here I'm thinking to myself, well, Big Show's got this win. No problem, right? Boy, was I wrong. I predicted Big Show would win, but I also predicted that, or I should say I said at least, that I didn't really care who won. I would like to see Cody Rhodes win, but plus I would like to see this feud be over with. But it looks like now the feud's going to continue, especially with how the match ended. Now I'm sure some people will say that the ending was stupid, but Cody Rhodes got the win, and here's how. So Cody Rhodes somehow knocked the Big Show to the outside, and Cody Rhodes is in the ring still. The Big Show's climbing back up on the apron, and as he puts his big tree trunk leg over the top rope to come back into the ring like he always does, Cody Rhodes connects a drop kick to his leg, which knocks the Big Show off his balance, and he basically steps off the apron, and he lands through the table that's set up right on the outside, which made the referee call for the bell, and it awarded Cody Rhodes the Intercontinental Championship. It was only a 5-minute match. You know, there was not really much there for this match, but I will say it was a good match because Cody Rhodes got that title again. You know, I want to see Cody Rhodes move to bigger and better things, but if the WWE is going to keep him in the mid-card level, then he better just have the title while he's doing it, and I'm glad to give it back to him. But after the match, the Big Show, of course, was super pissed. So what does he do? He choke slams Cody Rhodes to the table that was set up in the middle of the ring, and then he looks over and he sees a table that's set up on the outside. So he picks up Cody Rhodes and just throws him over the top rope, and Cody Rhodes lands viciously through that table. And that was a pretty nice spot of the night. Well, as far as that match goes, I should say. But the Big Show loses. Cody Rhodes regains the title. It's all good on my end. I liked it. Next, we come to the first of my 3 matches that I declared match of the night. That's right, I had a 3-way tie. This was the first match. This match was freaking awesome. The World Heavyweight Championship is on the line. 2 out of 3 falls. I loved how this match was booked. It was booked brilliantly, in my opinion. Sheamus and Daniel Bryan just went toe-to-toe in this match. And I loved how it took 15 minutes for the first fall to come. You know, I'm loving the fact that it got 23 minutes. But it's also great to see that the first fall just didn't come in the first 5 minutes of the match. You know, it made the match more believable, in my opinion. So the first fall was given to Sheamus because Daniel Bryan was just wearing out Sheamus' shoulder. And he wouldn't break the ref's 5 count, so the ref DQ'd him and awarded Sheamus that first fall. Of course, that's no big deal because Daniel Bryan had a plan. He had a method to his madness. So right after that, of course, Sheamus is in agony with the shoulder, all the shoulder pain he's going through. And Daniel Bryan sets up Sheamus for the yes lock. Sheamus doesn't tap. He can't tap because apparently he passes out. So Daniel Bryan is awarded the second fall. So we're tied up 1-1. And then finally, when it was all said and done, Daniel Bryan gets hit with the bro kick. Sheamus gets that third fall. And I gotta tell you, this match was awesome. I mean, Daniel Bryan did great mat wrestling, back and forth. I love how Sheamus pulled out a couple of submission holds. I got to see the Texas Cloverleaf, a hold made famous by Dean Malenko, so that was awesome to see. Near falls galore, back and forth. It was just an awesome freaking match. I loved how it was booked, and Sheamus retains. This makes Sheamus look more like a legit champion. You know, that 18-second fluke match that he had at WrestleMania? Yeah, now this match here makes up for that crap at WrestleMania, that's for sure. But next we come to another filler match. We got 2 guys from OVW, Aaron Relic and Jay Hatton. I called these guys the 2 local jabronis. They had a handicap match against Ryback. And Ryback comes out, and he just destroys these 2 jabronis in 2 minutes. And during the whole match, the crowd was just chanting Goldberg throughout the whole match. It was very awesome to hear. And speaking of the crowd was awesome. Of course, at Chicago. You know the crowd's always awesome in Chicago, but it was an awesome crowd. And like I said, Ryback defeated those 2 jabronis in 2 minutes flat. Now we go to my second favorite match of the night, the WWE Championship. Chicago Street Fight. You know, I was thinking Jericho has got to win this match if they want to continue this feud. But guess what? CM Punk pulls out the win, and this was an awesome match. 26 minutes, damn near 30 minutes long. And the psychology of this match was just brilliant, especially on Jericho's part. There was a time during the match where Jericho was just pounding on Punk on the outside, right in front of his family. His sister and his mom are sitting there at ringside, and Jericho is just talking all kinds of trash right in front of him. And he pushes Punk out of the way. Jericho goes up to his sister like he's gonna, push her or strike her or something like that, and Punk just comes out of nowhere, blindsides him. he flips the switch and turns on berserker mode, and he just goes crazy. And this match just, I mean, it was balls to the wall from beginning to end. It was awesome back and forth action, near falls everywhere. And we got to see a couple of great spots in this match. Number one, of course, was the Macho Man elbow drop through the Spanish announce table. Jericho gets hammered through that Spanish announce table. Punk almost slips off the top rope, but he catches himself, and he's able to pull the move off. And the other spot was when Jericho had Punk in the walls of Jericho, and Punk is able to get himself to the apron. He reaches under the apron somehow and grabs a fire extinguisher, and he's able to somehow get the fire extinguisher pointed towards Jericho's face, and he just turns it on, and Jericho releases the hold, and then, of course, Punk hits him with the fire extinguisher into the gut. And this was just a damn good match. I loved it. But anyways, like I said, Punk does get the win via the go to sleep. Damn good match. If you didn't get to see it, check it out. Next up, we have the Divas title match. Nikki Bella was supposed to take on Beth Phoenix, but she wasn't cleared by the doctor, so she had another challenger. None other than Layla. Whoop-de-doo. Apparently Layla got injured at last year's Extreme Rules. She was out the whole year. She comes back after a year's absence, and she wins the Divas title. So Nikki Bella loses the title after having it only 1 week. And the bummer of it all is that she didn't even lose the title. Brie Bella won it. Or I should say, Brie Bella lost the title for her. They were doing the Twin Magic switcheroo, and it backfired. Layla pins Brie. Yeah, it was nothing much. It was only a 3-minute match. Okay, next we get to the main event, and my third favorite match of the night, the Extreme Rules match, Brock Lesnar versus John Cena. This was an awesome match. You know, I wanted Brock Lesnar to win. Brock Lesnar, in my opinion, should have won the match, but John Cena somehow pulled out the victory. And you know what? I'm not too mad about it. I'm not that mad. It's not that big of a deal, because this match, they really went extreme with this match. In the first 30 seconds of this match, Brock Lesnar takes John Cena down, hits him 3 times in the head with his elbow, and on that third elbow strike, he split Cena's head wide open. So within the first minute, you've got blood everywhere. I mean, everywhere. It was pouring out of his head like a faucet. It wasn't no drizzle. It wasn't no drip. He got laid out. And of course, the ref did stop the match twice. It didn't take away from the match, though, because once that referee got knocked out, there was no stopping the match. And I almost thought that maybe Brock Lesnar thought he was in a UFC match, because he come out in his full UFC gear, wearing his Jimmy John shorts and his big-ass thick black UFC gloves, and he treated the match like it was a UFC match. And he just totally beat the shit out of John Cena. You know, I predicted that would happen, that Brock Lesnar should just come out and destroy John Cena. And for damn near the whole match, that's exactly what happened. John Cena got a little bit of offense here and there, but Brock Lesnar was just way too much for John Cena. And he got him in some kind of armbar hold, and it looked like he really messed up John Cena's left arm. But finally, we'll get to a spot real quick before I get to the finish of the match. Brock Lesnar sets up the steel steps inside the middle of the ring, and John Cena is groggy out on the apron. Brock Lesnar comes off the ropes, leaps off the steel steps, shoulder blocks John Cena. They both tumble to the outside, and it looked like Brock Lesnar tore out his knee. I mean, it looked like it was a bad spot. But Brock Lesnar, you know, he winces in pain for a little bit, but then he hops right back up, and he just starts smiling. He puts his hands up like it was nothing. It's like it was feeding off the pain. I loved it. But there was a part in the match, you know, John Cena brings out the chain, you know, the chain gang chain, and he tries to use it several times. Brock Lesnar always stopped him before he could connect with it. But finally, the second time when Brock Lesnar leaped off those steel steps to hit Cena, Cena connected with the chain straight to Brock's head. It split Brock Lesnar wide open, so you got Brock Lesnar and John Cena bleeding. And it was just a crazy match. It wasn't really a wrestling match. It was just a straight up beatdown brawl. Finally, though, Cena was able to Hulk up, summoned all of his Superman superpowers, and he hit the attitude adjustment on the steel steps that were set up in the middle of the ring, and he got the 1, 2, 3. And wow, I was pissed off a little bit at first because, I wanted Brock Lesnar to win, but after witnessing that match and seeing what those two went through, I don't really care who won. I'm just happy the match, went the way it did. It was just brutal. I mean, it was brutal. I mean, I loved it. All I can say is that this pay-per-view overall was damn good. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's worth a watch, that's for sure. And like always, leave your comments below. Leave me your thoughts. What'd you like about it? What'd you dislike? You know who I am. This is Gold Dizzy. Peace out.